I'm here to remind you and or introduce you to some of the key things which you might want to learn about microorganisms or microbes and microbiology as a subfield of the biology aspects of science. Indeed, whether you are a scientist or no, you are truly expected and required to know some of these things about microbes or microorganisms. I know that, or it is likely that you know that the words microbes and microorganisms are used interchangeably. Indeed, the word microbe is just a short way of saying microorganism, albeit this word is most frequently used to mean bacteria. It is also likely that you know that the term microbes or microorganisms refer to certain non-living agents and some living organisms which you and I cannot afford to see with unaided eyes. In other words, we can afford to see them when we aid our eyes through the use of the microscopy technique. The term microbe literally means small life. Be that as it may, there are species in the various groups which the microbes belong to, which are not microscopic at all. Microscopic fungi, for example, belong to the domain Eukarya, to which humans, lions, trees, and elephants also belong. Besides, the various member species of the kingdom fungi include oyster mushrooms and oil palm mushrooms, which are also not microscopic in nature. You also know that, or it is likely that you know that both microbes and their activities are economically important to practically all processes here on the planet Earth. You know that microorganisms matter due to the fact that they have a considerable impact on every aspect of our lives as human beings, and that they live around each one of us, on each one of us, and inside each one of us. Yes, as we speak, you and I have some species of microorganisms in our mouths, inside our intestines, and on our skin. Anyway, in case you do not know of these things, then it is about the time you choose to take notes of these things. Such knowledge will empower you to ask important questions and secure the right answers and see to the way forward. Microbiology is the study of all living organisms which are too small to be visible with the naked eye. Such living organisms include bacteria, archaea, fungi, protozoa, viruses, viroids, virusoids, prions, and algae, which are collectively referred to as microbes. These microbes do play pivotal roles in vital processes such as 1. Nutrient cycling, 2. Biological degradation, aka biodegradation, or biological deterioration, aka biodeterioration, as well as 3. Climate change, 4. Food spoilage, 5. The cause of diseases, 6. Control of various diseases, in addition to 7, biotechnology. Due to their versatility, microorganisms can be put to work in so many ways in our homes and industries, including 1, making life-saving medications or drugs. 2, producing or processing of food and drink. 3, cleaning up pollution from the environment. And 4, the manufacture of biological fuels, aka biofuels. Microbiologists study or conduct research into microbes and may be involved directly and or indirectly in facilitating the teaching and learning of microbiology and the related fields. Some of the most important discoveries around the world, especially those which have led to the great advancement of the modern society, have resulted from the research of famous microbiologists. Such microbiologists include 1, Jenner and his effective vaccine against the smallpox menace. 2, Fleming and the discovery of penicillin. 3, Marshall and the identification of the association which occur between Helicobacter pylori infection and stomach ulcers in human beings. And 4, 1, Zulhausen, who identified the association between human papilloma virus and cervical cancer in the reproductive system of women. Microbiology research has been and continues to be vitally important to meeting so many of the contemporary global aspirations and surmounting so many of the challenges we face as humans, such as maintaining food, water, and energy security for healthy human population on a comfortably habitable planet Earth. It is strongly believed that it is microbiology research works which will help one day soon to answer big questions such as how diverse is life on the planet Earth, and 2, does life exists elsewhere in the universe? Did you know algae are microbial powerhouses which are truly essential for life in the whole of the universe where life occurs, or at least on the planet Earth as we know for now? The bacteria are more than just pathogenic organisms. Indeed, they can be friends or foes. Viruses are the smallest of all the microbes, but are they truly alive, or they are just organisms which are at the edge of life? Archaea are the first living organisms to have been found existing on the edge of life. Fungi are more than just oyster and oil palm mushrooms on our farms and dining tables. Protozoa are microbes with a taste for human blood, human poo, liver cells, and so on and so forth. And the prions are mysterious misfolding proteins which can be deadly. On microbes and the human body, I would like to ask a rhetorical question, and that question is, Have you ever chosen to question why is it that even though we are surrounded by so many species of microorganisms, we do not get ill all the time? On microbes and food for the human being, the questions are simple. Without microorganisms, how on earth will you have the opportunity to enjoy bread, chocolate, yogurt, and blue cheese? Are they all not produced using various species of microorganisms? On microbes and the outdoors, one may ask, do you know that the function of microorganisms as very tiny chemical processes is to ensure that the life cycles of the planet are kept turning? With regards to climate change too, you may want to ask yourself an important question. And that question is, how are microorganisms actually contributing their quota to climate change? So far, what have I said, and how can you express those things in a more formal way? And what few things can you and I add to what I have said so far? We have said that microbiology is the scientific study of the biology of both microscopic living organisms and non-living organisms, and that such microscopic agents or organisms include the prions, viruses, viroids, bacteria, algae, fungi, slime molds, and protozoa. The methods or techniques or procedures which we employ in studying and manipulating these minute and mostly unicellular living organisms vary to a considerable extent from those which we employ in most other biological research works, studies, investigations, or manipulations. Have you heard of or read about recombinant DNA technology? Perhaps you have, perhaps you have not. Whatever the case may be, I should like to indicate that the recombinant DNA technology employs or uses microorganisms, especially bacteria and viruses, to amplify or magnify or increase DNA sequences and then generate what we call the encoded product through that activity. The act of moving or transferring genes from one microorganism to another microorganism or amplifying them within microorganisms make it possible or allows the application of microbial skills to solve biological, medical, biomedical, agricultural, environmental, and some other major problems of economic importance. Many of the known microorganisms are exceptionally unique among living organisms in terms of their capacity to make use of gaseous nitrogen from the air for their nutritional needs, or to break down or degrade or reduce complex macromolecules in such materials as wood. Did you know scientists are able to rearrange the genes which control these and other processes, and thereby engineering or designing or creating microorganisms which could process waste or what we call materials in waiting for recycling, fertilize farmland, produce highly desirable biological molecules or biomolecules, and solve other economically important problems of human affairs at comparatively low cost and in a safe way. Did you know those biological scientists who become microbiologists choose to pursue important careers in various scientific fields, including agricultural, environmental, food, and industrial microbiology, environmental health and sanitation, public health, natural resources management, basic science research, education or academics, and the pharmaceutical arena. There are several job opportunities which those people can grab and enjoy. And all those jobs are available at the Bachelor of Science or BSc level, as well as the Master of Education or MEd level, Master of Science or MSc level, Master of Philosophy or MPhil level, and Doctor of Philosophy or PhD level. In some universities around the world, you will find out that the microbiology major incorporates those requirements which are currently expected for admission to some biomedical, dental, medical, and other health professional colleges or schools, and to graduate schools in the field of microbiology, microbiology and molecular biology, molecular genetics of microorganisms, biochemistry, and several other related disciplines of pure and applied sciences. Introduction to Microbiology course like the one I facilitated for undergraduate students have been designed to provide the beneficiary populace with in-depth understanding of the essential principles underlying the microbial world. The course explores three thematic areas, namely the diversity, ecology, and significance of the words microorganisms. The course contents include microbial diversity and classification, which encompasses an overview of microorganisms with some considerable emphasis on bacteria, archaea, fungi, protists, and viruses. We explore the taxonomy and classification of these microorganisms, as well as microbial ecology, including their habitats. Do you seek to explore microbial cell structure and function? Then choose to stay with me so that together we can choose to explore 1. Prokaryotic cell structure with some emphasis on bacterial cell envelope, cytoplasmic structures, and appendages. 2. Eukaryotic microbial cells with some considerable emphasis on the cytology of the fungi, protozoa, and algae. And 3. Viral structure and replication. My friends, if you stay with me, we will also focus to a considerable extent on 1. Microbial growth and control. 2. Microbial growth kinetics, and thereby exploring growth curve and those factors which affect them. 3. Control of microbial growth through physical, chemical, and biological methods. And 4. Antibiotics and antimicrobial resistance. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want to enjoy some key aspects of microbial interactions and pathogenesis? Stay with me and let us enjoy an exploration of symbiotic relationships which are associated with microbes such as mutualism, commensalism, and parasitism. On microbial pathogenesis, you and I will dutifully explore mechanisms of infection, virulence factors, and host defenses, as well as climax everything with some neat job on the epidemiology of infectious diseases. I love you. Bye.